I think
Right.
my way.
Yeah, and what's interesting is earlier I heard you talk about how your mentor, Jackie, really helped you when you were a new member. So that's great that the help you got from Jackie, now you can do the same for other people.
Yes, I learned Jackie a lot. He also will advise or put some comments for me towards the AP.
Yes.
I'm still learning.
Yeah, we all are. Yes. Yeah. I'm still learning a lot about public speaking and how to try to get some humor and help people relax and you know, how to motivate people to do things. We all are learning. Yeah. Well, how about you, Ling? Tell us a little bit about motivating people. Because like I said earlier on in our club, for a while we didn't have a lot of people who were attending meetings. And it's difficult when it's a smaller club to motivate people. Because we have to do more work, more jobs with less people.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think about motivating people? How do you do that?
I think one thing I often did was that I share my own experience. Okay, because I told them what I was before and what I am now. So when people see the differences about me, and actually they might think, oh, I think now you are good, your English is good, and you feel confident when you talk with me. And maybe if that is something they want to learn, and they are willing to come here and they are willing to do things with us. So share something, they see I have improved, and that is a good example. So people will think, oh, I want to be someone like her, or I want to go to their club.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. Excellent. Thank you. Okay. Well, my next question is about English and about how that's helped you as a leader. Because I know that a lot of Taiwanese people, they come to Toastmasters wanting to improve their English.
Yes.
Yeah. So maybe Jessie, you could tell us a little bit about that. You are studying Japanese, and you're even learning more English here in the club. What would you say to people who want to learn English and to be able to use that more in their everyday life?
Okay. English is actually my interest, yes, and I have been learning English for more than 10 years, but because we are in a Chinese environment, we don't have too much chance to really immerse ourselves in all English environment and talk to people in English. Even for my job, I have to write English emails to my customer every day. I still don't get too much chance to speak English. So after I come here, I find here is a quite good platform for me to immerse myself in all English environment, and everybody is supportive, so I'm not afraid to say something wrong, and someone will correct me in a good way. I know that she's correcting me because she wants to help me, not just criticize or something. I feel safe here, and I can learn English here in a safe environment.
Okay. Right. Okay. So how about you, Frank? Using English here in the club, it's really a great chance to practice, because what I've seen in our Toastmasters club is that everyone's speaking English constantly. I don't hear a lot of Chinese being spoken in Toastmaster clubs. So it's really almost like for those 2 hours, we are completely in an English environment. How do you think that's helped you, Frank? What would you say?
In Taiwan, we learn English from textbook. But written English is one thing, and spoken English is another. It's totally different. Our club has advantage and strength to offer a cheerful and happy atmosphere. In here, you can speak English with ease, and don't give you lots of pressure. And let's help you to improve. Only your English will improve only when you keep practicing.
Yes.
So I think that's the key point.
Yeah, it is a great chance to practice. And really, a lot of times we don't know in advance what kind of speech we need to give. For example, we have table topics, which is impromptu, and we have the joke session, we have different parts of the meeting where we just have to get up with whatever we have and just talk, right? What's interesting for me is before Toastmasters, at my job, it was a little difficult for me to talk to a meeting, a group of people at my job without preparing. I felt like I must be prepared. But after Toastmasters, I don't feel like I must be prepared. If I have an idea, I can stand up in front of 20 people and just talk about it for 2 minutes or more, and I believe that's helped me. Does anyone else have that experience where at your job or someplace outside of Toastmasters you feel like it's easier for you to express your ideas? Even in Chinese, it doesn't matter what language, but you have more courage to speak in front of a lot of people. Does anyone have that?
Yes, of course. We just had a meeting about making our own company website,
Okay.
and actually I have some thoughts on it, how to present the materials on the web page, and I gave a lot of opinions, a lot of ideas during the meeting. I think it's more than my colleagues. They're more silent than me,
Yeah.
but I just think it's naturally come out that I have questions or I have any suggestions, I just give it, I just say it during the meeting. And then I find that people give me a positive feedback, or they answer my question instead of telling me that, oh, you ask stupid questions. No, they don't. So sometimes we don't have to, to scare that, oh, is it very stupid and how will people think of me? Something like that. And after I try and people give me positive feedback, and I think they know me more. And they are more willing to discuss with me.
Right. That's great when people know you more. I had the same experience that after I spoke up in one of my work meetings, people were happy to say, hey, you really had some clear ideas, and I feel like I know what you are passionate about, what you care about. Because if we're silent too much, then people don't really know us that well.
Yeah.
So I think it's been good for me too on my job. Yeah.
That is also a power for further discussion. Or no one express ideas, and how can we discuss,
Right.
And even you don't understand, you don't say it out, and you just keep going, and people think you understand, but actually you don't.
Right. And that's very important. Someone needs to break the ice and speak up, and that helps the whole group to then talk through something. Yeah.
In Daily Club, we encourage each other often. And,
Right.
I think keep learning should be sustainable. When you do something and you suffer a lot and you feel the pleasures and you didn't enjoy it, you cannot do it for a long time. Yeah, but in here, that's different.
Yeah. We can keep on doing this because we are enjoying and working together. I agree.
The atmosphere here is cheerful and happy. That's good.
Yes, it's very supportive. Which brings me to my last question tonight, and that's about, we have people from different backgrounds and different beliefs, right? And in fact, Toastmasters has been used all over the world. There are more than 300,000 club members around the world in 143 countries. So many different beliefs and many backgrounds. And of course, English is a great language for many different cultures, but even in Taiwan, you have different religions, you have different political parties, you have Hakka people, you have Aborigine people, you have Taiwanese, and you have people from mainland China. So being in Toastmasters, does that give you some advantage, some help to cooperate, to communicate with people who have some different beliefs or different backgrounds, right? What would you say about that, Jesse?
Communicate.
Because we're crossing some barriers sometimes. We're crossing cultures. I feel like in Toastmasters there's a lot of opportunity to be able to work together with people who are different than ourselves. For example, age.
Yes.
We have people of different ages in our club.
In our club, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. I just had a pathway group. It's about recruiting members, and Frank and Gary. They are in my group, and they are all older than me. But I still enjoy discussing with them, and I found some interesting experiences they share. Yeah, so I think it's a quite treasurable experience for me to know maybe their background. Their background may be different from mine, and yeah, it's quite interesting. And also, you mentioned about different countries, like when Wiley delivered his speech, and I also found that wow, this the sports that I never know before. Actually, I know this sport, but I don't know the rules.
Yes.
Like he talked about the American soccer.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like the football or soccer because they just hit together.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
we don't do this in Taiwan, so I think oh, it's so interesting, and I even Google it about the rule why they keep doing this. It's dangerous. Yeah, but still very interesting to meet other cultures.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's great. So you have people in the club who are older than you,
Yes.
and yet as a president, you can still lead them and cooperate together. That's very special. I don't know that happens a lot. Okay. I think we've reached the end of our time. So I think everyone, great job with good answers. And this is just practice. So give yourself a good round of applause.